and a new year. Happy New Year to you, sir.
Happy New Year as well. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
With a new year comes changes. Well, there's already changes in the G League enough anyway. More changes with your team, but first off, let's reflect on last game. You go to the capital city and you play a battle and you play your first overtime game of the year. It didn't go your way, but how are you encouraged by the way your team performed?
Yeah, we did a lot of good things in that basketball game. We had some guys move around in some different positions that really took care of business in a variety of different areas. Still got to get better at protecting the paint, especially in transition, getting back. That's due to shot selection at times, but we made a lot of plays, and we made enough plays to kind of win that game. Just the ball didn't bounce for us a couple times there late in the game, and then in overtime, they took control and they executed very well. Good basketball team, so a lot to build from. A lot I'm encouraged about. Excited to get back to competing tonight.
More changes for your team. Get us caught up on some of the changes, most notable at the top of your lineup tonight.
Yeah, Stanley Amude is a guy that will be out tonight. Somebody, a two-way of ours that obviously we rely on. And so between him, Dave Nawaba is another guy that's out tonight. Travion Graham is back for our basketball team, which is encouraging after illness. So glad he's back to help us out in the new year. But got a big man down low. Replaced Jace Johnson, which, that was another part of the Cap and Sooty thing, just trying to get guys on the same page. Him and Nate, who have come in and really been influences for us throughout our roster, just trying to get them up to speed with what we're doing and everything. And so once we get on the same page, we should have a good new year and a good rest of the season.
What do you like about the newly acquired Jace Johnson, a guy that led you in rebounds in his first game in a uniform? That's always a good sign coming off the bench.
Oh yeah, I'm really excited to have Jace. Just from talking to him when we played him in the showcase with Santa Cruz, seeing his physical stature in the paint is just, is something that's a need for us, not necessarily a want. And so that's what I told him. You're a need. He came in with open arms, open eyes, open mind. Really excited to compete and help us out. And so just a presence in the paint, a force at the rim, a guy that can set screens and really get out of the way to help our shooters out and everything. And so the guys are really going to feed off of him moving forward, and excited to have him here.
How do you feel this team has kept its composure and stayed connected? I know connectivity and staying in that state throughout a whole season of changes is always a challenge, but very important to you, as you said in the beginning of this year. How has it done so far lately?
Tremendous. The guys have been the same from training camp as they are now. Guys have been in, guys have been out. They've really adopted and got behind that. And our leaders at the top, Jared Roden, Xavier Simpson, those guys hold us together, man. They're awesome to have at the top of this group. And so really excited about those guys as well. They've done a great job. Xavier's been awesome. Managing basketball games, the last 3 games down the stretch and everything, and then obviously Jaro's been a go all season long. So really impressed by those 2 guys at the top, but our group it just speaks to who they are as people.
Tonight it's the Charlotte Hornets affiliate, the Swarm in town, a team that's 2-0, one of 10 teams that have not taken an L yet in this early season. What do you see on them in film that jumps out?
Their ability to touch the paint. It's a issue that we've had the last few weeks, especially in the showcase, just allowing way too many points in the paint. So we've really got to be able to contain, but our shifts and helping each other out, we've got to show a tighter presence in the paint as a unit, collective unit. And so these guys, to a man, can touch the paint off the bounce. They drive closeouts, and they're excellent cutters from the weak side. And so our awareness has got to be up. Our urgency is we've got to be mindful, especially on the weak side, but we've got to own a challenge, sit down and contain the basketball.
Last question, you played your first overtime game. What was it like coaching an overtime game, and do you like the system?
It's completely different than, the 7 points really threw me off a little bit. But at the end of the day, it's about execution. And, that team, Capital City, they executed 3 straight possessions. We executed. The shots just didn't fall there. But then managing, 4 points, do you foul, do you not foul, all those sorts of things. It was a pretty cool deal to be behind. It creates an excitement. But it really, you got to have the discipline in that game. They're late to close that game out. And so we were right there. You know, it was a great learning experience for myself. And I put that on myself first, you know, and our group understands that. And so we're looking forward to getting back out here and putting one together tonight.
It took a 24-footer and a step-back three to knock off the Crews in their first overtime game of 2024. Thanks so much, Coach. All the best tonight.
All right, thanks a lot. I really appreciate it.
All right, there he is, Jamelle McMillan, the first-year head coach for the Crews, getting